I used to think teasing my husband was harmless. A playful joke here, a cheeky comment there. Nothing serious. We've been married for 8 years, comfortable, steady, predictable. Or so I believed. It all began with Daniel, my best friend from college. We'd always been close, but after his recent breakup, we started spending more time together. Weekend coffees, late-night texts, endless conversations. Ryan, my husband, didn't seem to mind. Not at first. Then one evening, everything quietly shifted. Ryan was making dinner when I mentioned, casually, that Daniel had called me my emotional support human. I joked. I laughed, but Ryan didn't. He froze, spatula midair, and stared at me in a way that wasn't anger or jealousy. It was as if something inside him had simply shut down. "That's funny," he said flatly. "Does he support you more than I do?" I rolled my eyes. "Come on. Really?" "He's just a friend." But he didn't respond. He returned to the pan, stirring silently. The sizzling onions suddenly seemed unbearably loud. That night, he barely spoke. I brushed it off, assuming he was tired. But over the next few days, I noticed subtle changes. He stopped texting me during the day, stopped asking about my plans. The warmth that always filled our home was replaced by something invisible yet heavy, a tension humming beneath the surface. When I met Daniel for lunch that Friday, I found myself glancing at my phone more than usual. No messages from Ryan, nothing. "How's your day?" Daniel asked, sipping his coffee. "Just marriage stuff," I said, forcing a laugh. "Ryan's been moody lately." Daniel smirked. "Maybe he's jealous of me." "Maybe," I replied half-jokingly. But somehow, the word jealous no longer felt funny. When I got home, Ryan was on the couch, staring at his laptop. "Hey," I said, dropping my bag. "Hey," he replied without looking up. I waited for him to ask about lunch. He didn't, so I pushed. "You know, Daniel said you might be jealous of our friendship." Finally, he looked at me, but it wasn't anger I saw. It was disappointment. "Do you enjoy saying things you know will hurt me?" The words hit harder than I expected. "It was a joke," I said. He shook his head slowly. "You keep calling it that, but it doesn't feel like one anymore." For the first time, I noticed how tired he looked, the way his eyes avoided mine, the small distance between us on the couch, a few inches that suddenly felt like miles. Over the next week, the silence grew. Every time I tried to bridge it, he retreated further. He started going to the gym after work, something he'd never done before. He'd come home late, shower, eat, and go straight to bed. No arguments, no affection, just nothing. One night, curiosity got the better of me. While he showered, I glanced at his phone on the nightstand. I wasn't proud, but a small voice whispered, "You deserve to know if he's talking to someone else." There were no suspicious messages, just one open note that read, "Sometimes silence says what words never could." My stomach twisted. Was that meant for me? I couldn't sleep. My mind replayed every harmless joke, every smirk about Daniel. Every time I dismissed Ryan's discomfort. For the first time, I realized how cruel I might have sounded. The next morning, I tried to talk to him. "Ryan, I think we need to talk about everything that's been happening." He didn't look up from his coffee. "There's nothing to talk about," he said. "Yes, there is," I insisted. "I feel like I pushed you away, and I didn't mean to." He let out a dry laugh. "You didn't push me away, Claire. You just made me realize how easy it is for you to make me feel small." I felt my throat tighten. "That's not true, is it?" He asked softly. "You talk about another man like he understands you better than I do. You call him your best friend while treating me like background noise. Tell me how I'm supposed to feel." His words hit like a gut punch. I had been so focused on defending myself, I hadn't stopped to ask whether I was hurting him. That evening, I texted Daniel, telling him we needed space. He didn't take it well, accusing Ryan of being controlling. But I didn't defend myself. I simply said, "This isn't about him. It's about me realizing what I've been doing." When Ryan came home, I was waiting. No makeup, no defenses, just me. "I told Daniel we can't talk for a while," I said quietly. "I think I crossed a line." He looked at me for a long moment. "Why now?" Because I finally realized you were never jealous. You were hurt, and I made it easy to hurt you. He didn't respond at first. Then he sighed. You know what the worst part was? I shook my head. It wasn't hearing you talk about him. It was realizing you didn't care how it made me feel. Slowly, he reached out and took my hand, not out of forgiveness, but something closer to exhaustion. I just need honesty from you, Claire. Not jokes, not comparisons. Tears burned my eyes. You'll get it, I promise. We didn't fix everything that night. Some damage can't be undone in a single conversation. But as he held my hand, I realized something I'd never admitted before. Love isn't just laughter and comfort. It's protecting each other's hearts, even when you think it's just a joke. And in that quiet moment, for the first time in months, I finally stopped laughing.